Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jenna, and today I'm going to be answering some questions that my Instagram followers asked me. So if you guys aren't following me on Instagram already, you should go check it out. It's just at Jenna Jones. I think Jenna has 4 N's in it, so make sure you are following me so you don't miss another opportunity like this, and make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel because I do a lot of interaction like with the both of them. So make sure you're following me on both. So I have the questions here on my phone, just like screenshotted. I'm gonna answer the ones that I got the most frequently like first, and then I'm gonna see kind of like where I'm at on time because I feel like I'm just gonna ramble. So I'm gonna try not to do that and make it too long for you guys. So let's just get right into it. So the first question is, one of your favorite experiences. So this was a hard question because I felt like it was so broad, but what I came up with was New York Fashion Week is definitely one of my favorite experiences. I have dreamt of going to New York Fashion Week probably since I knew what it was, and I was so little, and I would come home and my parents literally thought I was going to be a fashion designer because I would come home and grab like a stack of paper like this thick from the computer, like the printer, and I would just like draw all these outfits and design like on girls. It was so like, it was just, I love drawing and I love designing things, and so like I learned about New York Fashion Week and everything like that, and it was just like so cool to like hear about it. And once like Sherry Hill invited us to New York Fashion Week, I was just like, my dreams were coming true. It was so cool to not only go there but know the brand that I was watching and had like known it all summer, and be able to like not only help there but like watch the show too. Incredible experience. So I would say that's definitely like one of my top ones. I got a lot of travel questions, honestly. Like, I was very surprised. That was like my main category of questions. But so right now I'm actually working on my own website, and it's going to be up very soon, and I've been creating blog posts for everywhere that I've like traveled, places I like here, places I like there. So I'm super excited. I've been working so hard on it, so stay tuned for that, you guys. But just like going off of that because it's fresh in my mind, my favorite places that I eat in Milwaukee, I would say, would definitely be Jalisco's for tacos, and then Rice and Roll for sushi is my hands down favorite place. Like, oh. And then my favorite like pizza place is Riverfront Pizzeria. I'm trying to think, like that kind of narrows down like my favorite food categories. And then another question that I had was, what is my favorite coffee shop in Milwaukee? And right now it's Interval. I do love Stone Creek though, so like one of those two. And then like besides food, I think like one of my favorite things to do just like in the area is just like go sit by Lake Michigan. I never go in Lake Michigan, but just like sitting there relaxing. I love having picnics with like either my friends or Brandon. I don't know, that's like one of my favorite things to do, like that's not going to a restaurant. Next question is, what is your favorite place that you've traveled? So this was probably my most asked question, and this is probably like the hardest one to answer because I feel like it's comparing apples to oranges when I think of all my trips. Like, I go on some trips alone, I go on some trips with like amazing friends, I go with like Brandon, I've gone with my sister. I literally traveled to so many places like with the best people. Like, I went to New York with my really close friends from my internship. I went to LA with Brandon and Julia. I went to New Orleans with the best group of people, and just like the people that I travel with make it so much better, and it doesn't even matter like where we are. Like, one of my favorite trips is going to New Orleans, and New Orleans isn't my favorite place that I've ever been, but the people that I went there with are just so nice and friendly and just like fun to be around that it really just like makes it one of my like favorite times to be traveling. Another place, I would say like place wise though, my favorite place that I've ever traveled was Croatia. It was the prettiest place I've ever been to. I went whitewater rafting when I was there, and there was this like scene, and I didn't have like my phone or my camera or anything, and I just had to like take it in, and it was so just gorgeous to be there, and I didn't even think I was gonna be going there. I like had no intentions of going there. I would say like my favorite trips overall have been like going to Croatia, that New Orleans trip with all my friends of course, and I don't know, maybe like LA, maybe Disney last year when I went with Brandon. That was such a fun trip too. Like all the trips that I've gone on, New York, like I'm very, very grateful for like everyone that I've gone with and all the places, because I fall in love with all the places each time I go there. Next question is, what are my favorite stores? So I got like, where do you shop at and what are your favorite stores? So I'm gonna group this together to kind of like shorten it. But basically my favorite store is Target. And it's so funny because my roommates from the summer, Maggie and Michaela, were like, Jenna, you're obsessed with Target. And I'd be like, no, I'm not, you guys. Like, I just go the normal amount. No, I'm obsessed and I have a problem. I go literally like once, if not twice a week. And I love it because you can literally get like clothes, shoes, beauty, household stuff, like food, wine. I literally could shop there for everything, but I try to, like, if I can find something at Walmart that's like also at Target but like just for cheaper at Walmart, like I'm obviously gonna go there. Like candles, for instance, that's like one thing that I like won't buy at Target just because I can get like the same quality at Walmart. For some things though, like obviously you don't get the same quality, but like little things like that and you can like save up is kind of like what I try to do. But Target is probably my favorite store. I love shopping at Forever 21, but it's been really difficult lately because they're kind of closing. I love ordering off Shein. It is really affordable, and for me, I literally don't like wearing clothes like more than a couple times because I'm weird and I have a problem. But shopping at places like that, I also really like Pretty Little Things and Boohoo. I haven't really bought a lot from there, but I like their clothes. Like I like looking at them online, so I can't really attest. I've ordered like some things off of it and they've always been good. Same with Shein, but I'm just more of a frequent Shein shopper, if you'll say. So yeah, I highly recommend those if you're interested in some of my style, because I know sometimes I get some questions of where I order stuff from, and those are the places. This question is so hard. So it's biggest piece of advice for college students. So I think I'm gonna honestly be doing a whole video on this when I graduate, because my sister Julia is gonna be graduating high school. I feel like she's just been asking like a lot of questions and is just like curious about like little things that you don't think about. And to think that like I didn't even have like anyone to ask those questions to like when I was going to college, because I was the oldest like kid, is like, I don't know, I just like know so much more now, and I want to share that with Julia, like so she knows like the answers to those questions, so I don't need to like, I don't know. So I figured like it'd be really fun for like her and me to make a video of like her asking some questions that like her and people her age like have, and answering them. So I'm gonna be like doing a little like college tips and tricks video, so stay tuned for that. Julia will definitely be featured in that. And if you guys aren't aware, I'm a senior at UWM, so I'm starting my last semester, which is so depressing. But my biggest piece of advice to people that are going into college is make the most of every opportunity that is given to you, because you're gonna be given a lot of opportunities. I think that just like goes with like how you live your life, and it's like benefited me in the sense of like how I live mine is like making the most of everything. Like classes are really important, and your goals are probably gonna be different than like your senior year to your freshman year. Like they're probably going to be a little different. And when you're graduating, you want to be able to have like the most opportunities that you can have, because you don't know like what path you want to take. So setting yourself up to be successful is really important. In the first like 3 years of school, like it's just great to like set yourself up to be able to like go down this path or go down this path. So definitely taking like all the opportunities with like tutoring, talking to your professor. Like I'm in classes that are over 200 kids, and I always know my professor. I'm always asking questions if I don't know what's going on, because they're there to help you. And if you don't show that, like they're not gonna care. So I definitely recommend like taking all of like your resources at school seriously, just because it's only there to help you. And then friend-wise, I would say like making the most of every relationship. So you never know like when you're gonna see people, and you never know if you're gonna like be working on a group project with them. I think my favorite part of like being at UWM is just meeting so many different people. Like I probably met all like the same people that I know within the first like 2 months of school, and I think it was like really cool just like meeting. I was so like, it was just a fresh start to like make new friends, and making friends was obviously like super intimidating, but everyone's doing it and blah blah blah. I could keep talking about this forever. I'm telling you guys, I need to make a whole video about it, because I do not want to make this one any longer than it's going to be. This question is, are you still trying to eat vegan? Yes, I am trying to eat vegan. I wouldn't consider myself a vegan at all. I don't really like meat in the first place, so it makes it easier. So basically what I'm been like trying to do is just like limit my intake of like meat and dairy for health reasons, like the benefits of it all. There's like, I'm kind of lactose intolerant, but like it's okay. But there's like no reasoning. I just like want to feel like I want my body to be healthier. So by like limiting those things, it's been like really nice. Obviously, like I am just doing it like kind of slowly right now because I'm not like cutting it out completely, because I don't think I ever will. I love finding new vegan recipes. I love trying new things. But if I'm like at a restaurant with friends and there's not really any options, like I'm not going to inconvenience like myself or the group. It's just like when I can control it mostly is when I'm doing it. So it's been really fun like trying new things. I'm excited to start sharing some of the things that I find with you guys. What is one country you've always wanted to go to? So I think like right now, honestly, like one country I really want to go to is Switzerland. And I think the reason why is because I was supposed to go there when I was like studying abroad, but then that trip got canceled because there weren't enough people like going from my like original study abroad program. So I think it's just been like always in my head, like I want to go to Switzerland. But there are just so many like European countries that I really want to explore. I also really want to go to Canada. I feel like that'd be kind of cool, but I've been traveling to a lot of states and I kind of want to go out of the country. What app do you use to edit your pictures? I love the theme of your account. Thank you. That means so much. I use Lightroom, and I'm actually going to be coming out with my own preset, crossing my fingers that that works. It's something that I've been working on for the past like month or so, a little more, and I'm really excited. So I use my own preset like right now. And then I use Rookie Cam to add the stars. If you guys like follow me on Instagram, obviously you will see the stars because I post every photo with stars. Saw your apartment tour, pros and cons of having your own place. I love this question because I love living alone. I have my own apartment if you guys don't know, and like I said before, I'm a senior, and when I was a freshman I lived in the dorms with roommates, and then my sophomore and junior year I lived with roommates, and that was all fine. But I just think for me, especially just like at this time in my life, I really just wanted to have my own place. I hang out with my friends 24/7. I'm always here and there, and just being able to like come home, still having friends like come over if I want them to, but just like having my own area and not being cooped up in just like my room or having to like entertain anyone, I think it's like my favorite thing about it. And I'm the one that's like holding myself accountable, so if there's a mess, like I have to clean it because it's my mess. I'm not cleaning up for someone else, or someone else isn't cleaning up for me. And then the fun part, I just get to like decorate it myself. But probably one of my best choices, honestly. I really love it here. The only con I would say is like you don't have roommates, so you're paying a little more in rent. How do you plan everything when you travel? Expenses, hotel, food, etc. I love this question too. I feel like I could do a whole video on this as well. So when I travel, I am a huge planner. Like I love planning everything out, and I would say I'm a very flexible planner. I will schedule my whole day around your schedule. You just have to like kind of let me know. I don't like being, I go with the flow, but I just like planning the flow out a little bit, you know, I don't know. But I would say when I'm like looking at hotels and flights, first of all, I definitely do my research, and I'm definitely like comparing prices and like seeing what the best deal is for me. I'm looking at different airports, I'm looking at different locations, and I think like taking both those into consideration is huge because those are usually your pricier things. And so I'm definitely like never jumping the gun when I am like buying plane tickets or a hotel. And then I would say like just picking like what my priority is to spend money on. So if I want to go to like this museum or this show, I'm like saving up for like that. So instead of like going to a coffee shop in Milwaukee, I would prefer to go to a coffee shop in LA. So I'm obviously gonna save that money for here. And I do that within like the month before, and kind of just making the decision like, do you want to eat out tonight or do you want to go eat out when you're in LA? Like little things like that. Another thing too that really adds up, because after Brandon and I usually travel, like we'll look at like where we spent money the most and try and like prevent that the next trip. A very costly thing for us is Ubering, because usually we're flying places, And when we were in LA, like we definitely took into consideration like, oh, maybe we could take a bus here, or maybe we could like, you know, go here because it's closer to here and we could walk. And I think that just goes back to like planning and knowing like where everything is located, so you're not like going back and forth and Ubering like 14 different times a day when you could just like did a day here, did a here, you know, you get the gist. But and planning in advance, because some things cost like more money closer you are to them. I don't know. Okay, someone asked me my favorite skincare, and I need to ask you guys this question because I don't use any skincare. I don't even use body or face lotion, and my friend Kenzie yells at me because I'm literally gonna get wrinkles, you guys. But if you guys have any recommendations for skincare, I would love to hear about them because I feel like I need something, you know? If you could move anywhere, where would you move? So I don't know where, like a dream, I don't know. I think it'd be so cool to live in New York. Like I went there this past September and it was incredible. I fell in love, and if you know me, you know that I would just like love it there. Where would you like to travel next? So this was another popular question. So technically I'm traveling to New Orleans next, I think. That's in like mid-March, and I'm going with American Marketing Association. So that's like a trip that's like planned right now. Like I said before, I don't think 2020 is gonna be huge traveling. I think it's more so like a building year to like figure out like what I wanna do, and really like working hard at creating my website, creating my YouTube channel, and building these platforms for myself. And I don't know, like travel will definitely come because I do love it so much, but I'm not really like desiring to go anywhere just right now. Like that'll probably change in like a week because I just got home from Colorado. But I do want to take Brandon to New York eventually because I think he would like it just as much as I do. And I would just like to go back there and explore because it is so big. And his cousin is also in the UK right now, and so I'm like trying to convince him to go visit him. Okay, I got a question. Do you pronounce the word aunt or aunt? And I say aunt. Plans after graduation. So this is like an up in the air question. Like I said, I'm graduating like this May, and I still have a lease here in Milwaukee through the summer. But I'm like thinking about maybe moving to Chicago, maybe New York, like, or East Coast, something like that. I think in general, wherever I move, like I want to move somewhere for a little bit. I love Milwaukee, and I would be perfectly fine with staying in Milwaukee. But at some point in the next couple years, like I would want to move for a little bit and then like come back. So that's my plan right now, is trying to get myself to that accessibility, I guess you could say. And then my last question, because a lot of these are repeats, so my last question is gonna be, how do you maintain schoolwork and YouTube? So it comes super easy for me to sit at a coffee shop and do work in YouTube. Like I love doing it. I do it for like 12 hours straight a day of just like sitting on and learning more and working towards it. But I have to remember to like prioritize like everything. So like doing the same thing for school, like figuring out like how and it's so nice because now I'm in like, I know I'm like graduating right now, but like the past like year or so, like I've just been in classes that I really love, and it's like easy for me to understand them because it's my major instead of like learning about rocks. Like why? But I would say just like, you think that your week is like so congested and you feel like you're so busy, and I think I thrive off of being busy, but one thing I've learned is you have so much more time than you think. And even for like sleep, even for hanging out with friends, I feel like I'm a very well-rounded person when it comes to keeping up with everything. With my grades I keep up with doing like work, extracurricular activities like AMA, hanging out with my friends, going out on the weekends. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I have always been able to make everything work, and it's because I like limit other things. So sometimes like if I'm watching Netflix, like I'll pull out my laptop and I'm doing homework or work or YouTube. Or if I'm on social media, I'm doing it with intention. And I think that that's like one of my 2020 goals, is doing everything with intention when I am like doing a lot of things. So when I'm on Instagram, doing something that will promote my brand, or if I'm on like my laptop, like hoping to do something to like better myself. So I think doing everything with an intention and not wasting so much time doing things that aren't really like moving you forward. I would say is like how I managed everything, because at the end of the day, then like everything I did in the day like went towards something, and I just want to always be moving forward and I don't want to waste time. Alright guys, well that's all the questions I have time for because this video is already so long, but I appreciate you guys watching it, and I really appreciate you guys that asked the questions because they were really fun. It was like really funny to see like which questions were asked the most, but I hope that answers them. I could think of these like all day, but it's so hard to like keep them very concise, so I'm sorry if they weren't. But make sure you guys are subscribed, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye.